Wolf, Wyoming. Why, just the name conjures up visions of the Old West. Rugged mountains, wide open spaces, cowboys, and unbridled Western adventures. And located on the magnificent pine-covered eastern slopes of the Bighorn Mountains, you'll find a special place where time passes just a little bit slower. 7,000 acres of beautiful open country with rolling hills, grassy meadows, and hidden valleys, where tumbling streams roll down from the mountains. A place where time seems to stand still, or at least moves at a much more relaxed pace. Welcome to Eatons Ranch. Eatons Ranch, a genuine dude ranch and working cattle ranch where for over 135 years has offered guests an authentic Western experience and shared with them a Western way of life. The tradition and ranching heritage extends back through 5 generations of the Eaton family, and once you've spent time at Eatons Ranch, you are forever a part of its history. Back in 1879, 3 brothers, originally from Pittsburgh, Howard, Willis, and Alden Eaton, established their original horse and cattle ranch near Medora, North Dakota, and their friends from back east began to visit them almost immediately, some staying for months at a time. The story gets more interesting from there.
The way it really started was they had an awful lot of friends in Pittsburgh. I mean, they all came from there. And they all came to visit. And it about broke the place because of all the people they were feeding and putting up and all that. And one of the men said, well, let us pay you. And that's actually how the dude business got started, was that we said, okay. That, and we stayed over around Medora for 25 years. And Teddy Roosevelt was a neighbor of ours. Being neighbor could have been 30 miles away back then. They'd go 70 miles to go to a dance and that. But he was a neighbor, and he and Howard became very good friends, you know, and that. And as I said, and then Alden, they started to look for another place. And someone told them there was some nice land around Sheridan. And Alden had known Mr. Whitney, who ran the bank here in Sheridan, and he fell in love with the place, and so did the other brothers when they saw it, and they decided to move. And in 1904 they moved here and didn't want any guests. Well, they showed up anyway, and they ate off ironing boards, everything else, helped put up cabins, slept on the ground, slept in tents and that. And it just snowballed from there on. It was a perfect place. Howard was a great storyteller. He and Charlie Russell were great friends up there. Charlie'd come out to their camps, and he and Howard would sit around and tell all these tall tales and that. And I guess people just sit there open mouthed and that and everything. And we've been going, as I said, now 130 some years. And it's been quite a history. We've had people that came here. Some of them built their own cabins, which was very nice because they let us use them when they weren't here. And after 25 years, they reverted back to the ranch. Unless they were still coming, then they could still use them. But if they hadn't come, why, they reverted to the ranch. So half of our big cabins over along the creek had been built by different people who were guests here, and some of their family still comes. The riding has always been our main selling point, and the scenery. We have, which we didn't for years, we did put in a bar a few years ago, which has been very popular. It used to be people came for a month or 2 months even. Now they come for 5 days, 10 days usually at the most, but some of them 3, some of them a week, some a few of them are 2 weeks or that. But it's more that people take a lot of different vacations anymore. It's not just one big one. And as I said, we have changed, modernized a lot of things, especially, as I said, inside and also around the corral and that, but not a lot. It's still, you can look at old pictures and still see that a lot goes on that did back then that's going on now.
Their tradition of hospitality and sharing their genuine Western lifestyle with guests from around the world continues today, operated by the 4th and 5th generation of the Eaton family. Not much has changed over the years at Eaton's, and that's the way the guests like it. The rustic charm of the cabins and accommodations will take you back to a simpler time, where time is measured not by hectic daily schedules, but by soft morning sunrises and glowing sunsets over the mountains. You'll find your accommodations comfortable and relaxing at the end of a busy day. And you'll drift off to sleep listening to the soft rushing waters of Wolf Creek flowing by. Or watching a romantic crackling fire in the fireplace. But with all the activities and things to do at Eatons Ranch during the week, you probably won't be spending a lot of time indoors. Mornings begin as they have for decades, with the wranglers heading out before dawn to bring the horses down from the Green Mountain pastures where they've been grazing for the night. More than 200 horses are gathered from the mountain, brought down across Wolf Creek, and then released for the last sprint to the barn and corral pens. For the guests, the thrilling sight of seeing over 200 horses dash for the corral is the stuff memories are made of. Is there any better way to start the day? The wranglers will carefully select a horse well suited to each guest's riding ability, for they know if you and your horse are a good fit, you'll enjoy the miles of trails all that much more. There is something special about Eatons Ranch that keeps bringing guests back year after year. Quinn originally came as a child, then worked at the ranch during his college years, and now brings his family to start the next generation of this special experience.
I came and started working at Eatons back in '96 in my college years. I came back because as a little kid, we came and were guests for multiple years with numerous families, and it was just one of those spots where coming back was a good place to be, and the ranch was looking to expand their operations for business with fly fishing, and I joined them as the fly fishing guide slash wrangler slash do everything guy. So got stuck doing all sorts of things on the ranch, and got a great experience on the employee side, being able to work both with the employees and the animals. So it was a good time.
I enjoy coming to Eatons Ranch. I had heard many stories from Quinn and the girls about it for years now, and this is actually my first year coming, actually being here and experiencing it all. But it's great. It's so much more than what they even told me. It's quality family time together, and it doesn't matter what kind of rider you are. If you're experienced or you're a beginner, they put you on the right horse for you. And I also feel like too, the staff, they make a point to talk to you, and if the kids have questions, they'll talk to them one-on-one. They're never too busy for you. It's just a great place. It's safe. You can let your kids run around and you know that they're having fun and they're in a good place. Lots of wonderful people, staff and guests included.
And since you'll be working up a big appetite with all there is to do at the ranch, you'll know when it's time to eat when the big bell is rung. The kids will love calling the ranch guests to each meal, as each hammer strike creates a different sound. And believe me when I say, it can be heard throughout the valley. Everyone knows you got to look good on the trail, and Eatons has an exceptional selection of Western wear to start your day off looking good. You gotta look good on the trail, you know. Perhaps one of the most unique experiences at Eatons Ranch is that they allow guests to saddle up and explore the ranch trails on their own. Most dude ranches will have trail rides that are led by the wranglers, and there are certainly plenty of those each day. But once you have a feel for your horse and the ranch trails, you're invited to head out on your own and find something new to explore with each ride. Having the freedom to explore the trails, as the early settlers did, is what keeps many riders coming back year after year. You, your horse, 7,000 acres to roam. Does it get any better than this? But what's special about a dude ranch vacation, and what in particular is special about Eatons Ranch? General Manager Jeff Way shares his insight and experience to answer this question.
Our horseback riding program here is very unique compared to a lot of other ranches in that we allow our guests to ride unaccompanied. What allows us to do that are a few things. One, obviously, that our insurance program allows us to have unescorted riding. But more importantly is the fact that we own all of our horses. Many of our horses may have started out in the wrangle string, our wranglers ride, bring the horses in the morning, and may spend 2-3 years in that string until we feel comfortable and confident turning him into the dude string. Well, I think the Dude Ranch vacation offers people, it's a destination vacation, but I think it's one of the few times that a family can put away the cell phones, put away the computers. We don't have televisions. We do have access to the internet, somewhat limited, but it's a real opportunity for families to spend some quality time together. I think what's special about Eatons Ranch is our history. It's one of the things that makes us unique in addition to our riding program, but we're still owned and operated by the 4th and 5th generation. In the 5th generation, we have the 6th generation coming up. And not only for those of us that are family that live and work here, but the history with the families that come here. We have families that have been coming here for 5 generations, and introducing the next generation each summer. And so people are our guests, but they're also really become not only friends, but also become part of our history. We have a little line that we always say, once you're a guest at Eatons Ranch, you'll always be a part of our history. It's amazing, we've had people come here that maybe came as a kid 20, 30 years ago, and now are bringing their family back, and they can look around and say, this is just exactly as I remembered it. So I think that makes us unique too, that you could step back 20, 30, 50 years ago, and overall this place still looks the same, but behind the scenes, we're keeping up to date.
One guest, also from Pittsburgh, as were the original Eatons, has been to Eatons nearly 30 times and shares what's special to her about the ranch and the family experience they offer to her and other guests.
So, Eatons Ranch is a very special place. First of all, beautiful, beautiful scenery, and the fact that it is situated at the foot of the Big Horn Mountains, which gives us access to beautiful, vast territory. Second of all, the horses. The horses are particularly special at Eatons Ranch. The cavy is superb, and the horses are not only beautiful and spirited, they are well behaved and they are safe. Eatons Ranch is situated far from the madding world, and this I particularly love. Being a professional woman who is always busy, traveling, working all the time, and having to answer telephones and emails, etc. Being here, sitting by the running brook, looking at beautiful surroundings, quiet, sun shining, or stars, if you wish, at night, it's absolutely marvelous.
A week at Eatons is like stepping back in time, where you can breathe in and enjoy the special things, like watching wildlife right outside your cabin, listening to Wolf Creek rush by as it has for centuries, kicking off your shoes and walking in a cold, clear mountain stream, lounging around the swimming pool. Hey guys, what's the best dude ranch in North America?
Eatons Ranch!
You might take in a softball game between the dudes and the staff, where the rules get stretched a bit, I might add.
1, 2, 3, horseback!
For those who enjoy fishing, you can head out to Duck Pond to chase the big ones, explore Indian rocks, and find formations and markings that have been here for centuries. You can take an evening trail ride and watch the sun drop behind the mountains. Or one of my favorites, watch the horses being turned out in the hills for the evening. Enjoy some dancing to live Western music. Load up with your favorite flavor at the Ice Cream Social. Build a crackling fire in your cabin and catch up on your reading while the sounds of nature surround you. And while you'll have plenty to do at the ranch, you'll find the pace and surroundings completely peaceful and relaxing. Does it get any better than this? For over a century, generations of the Eaton family have shared their lives and lifestyles with guests from all over the world. If you're ready to disconnect from your daily digital lifestyle and experience true Western hospitality at a genuine dude ranch, if you're ready to reconnect with family and friends and reacquaint yourself with nature, wildlife, horses, open skies, and spectacular mountain vistas, and unspoiled scenery that will fill your mind with memories that will last a lifetime, well, then partner, we'll see you at the corral. Eatons Ranch. Put it on the top of your bucket list.